And action.
Action.
This is our 30th Skein.
I know.
Skein 30.
Make sure it's
Can
in
you
the
believe
center.
that?
I know. It's
Okay,
craziness.
Bossy Britches, all those people that tell Debbie what not to say to me,
Ugh.
right on, gals. No, I don't even notice it. It's happened all my life. Okay, so the first year of my life, it didn't happen because I'm a year older than
I
her.
don't boss you around.
And I was too busy bossing Wendy around because, like Mother had said, I didn't speak a word until I was 2 years old because I was too busy going, and Wendy would just hurry
Run
up and
and go
get it
get
for
it.
me, run and get it for me, run and get it. I think I had like a personal maid or something. And
Yeah.
then when I did speak, Mother said she stuttered. Waited all this time, and then she stutters. Yay for us! But think of all the words and the wonder and the wisdom that
That's
I have
because you
provided in
had
the
so
last
many
40 some
words in
years.
your head saved up. You
I
couldn't get them
couldn't
out fast enough and
for
your
two
mouth couldn't
years.
keep up.
I know. Wendy spoke for all of us. Well, she spoke for the entire community
I
in
know.
Pennsylvania enough for the now Skyland has taken on that
Oh, she's
responsibility.
carrying the torch for you,
I told Skyland that
for
God
Wendy.
only gives you so many words in your lifetime, and when you turn 14, you're going to be mute because you're going to run out of words if you don't slow down. She's like, Mom, seriously? I'm thinking, well, I think I read that somewhere.
Yeah, I read it somewhere. Oh my gosh, that's funny.
So, hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Skein
Welcome
30.
back. And welcome if you're not welcomed back.
Yes.
I'll welcome you back next time if you
Okay.
decide to come back next time,
Thank you
people.
for visiting and joining us, everybody. It's been a
We're having
couple
a beautiful
weeks.
day in Georgia.
Same here, California. It's a gorgeous day, probably in the low 70s and sunny and just perfect.
And I've already been out shopping this morning, found a new local yarn store, and have done all that. And the 3 hour difference really does benefit me because it's the
Yeah.
crack of dawn. Debbie's not even thinking about getting up, and I'm already on my way to Athens to go
Yeah.
to a new store. So we'll talk about that in a little while.
Yeah.
So tell us some exciting news that's happened this week, just last night and the last couple
Yes.
since the
Well,
last podcast.
the boys high school team made it all the way to the finals of the CIF championship game, and their high school has never made it that far. I mean, they were seeded
Wow.
number one, and I think in the past, maybe 4 years ago, they played one game in the playoffs, and
Mm,
that was it, and they lost, or two games and they
wow.
lost. But they made it all the way to the playoffs, all the way to the championship game. They played a big team from Brawley, which is from eastern San Diego, and they just didn't have enough hits. Both Luke and James got a hit, and Luke came
And how many
James
hits were there the whole game for their team?
four.
And how many did the Reese boys make?
Contribute two.
Okay, so 50% from the Reese boys, and not bad.
Yes, and James
But
even
even
came
though,
in partway through the game and had to pitch the second half of the
did
game.
he?
Yeah.
You didn't tell
So,
me that.
and their defense was amazing. Our defense was
Oh,
just, I mean, we made some crazy plays and catches in the outfield and kept it really
Luke didn't get
close.
run over by his team player like the one game.
No,
No.
no, but it was really, I mean, it was a hard loss and it was really sad, and all the boys were so
Yeah.
sad because
James' last game
there were
ever.
9 seniors on that team, and
Oh,
it's funny because out of the four hits, one was a freshman, two hits were one of the juniors. One boy had two hits, he's a junior, and then
wow.
James was the only
Had,
senior that got a hit.
wow. Now,
So
wasn't prom last night too?
prom is tonight.
Oh, it's tonight. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Oh, yeah,
James
that's
is
right. It's
going to
Saturday.
prom. He went and picked up his tux last night. He's getting his
And
little
tell
corsage.
us the story behind the girl he's taking.
No, you guys don't want to hear that.
Oh, well, we don't want to hear it because he's listening, isn't he?
No, he's actually getting his hair cut. So
Okay, tell it.
the
Yeah,
girl
yeah, yeah.
he's taking is the girl he took to the very first dance ever as a freshman. But
Oh,
it's not
when I was there,
the blonde. Yeah, I think you were here. You may have been here. You may have been
we took
here.
pictures down in the cul-de-sac
Yeah,
by some.
yeah.
Oh, yes. What's her name?
Julianne, you
No,
remember
I don't
that?
remember
No, is that
that
different?
one.
You may have been a different one. But
It was
anyway,
last year this time.
oh yeah, no. This is the when he was a
Okay.
freshman, the very first high
Okay,
school
okay, okay.
dance. Yeah.
Okay.
But this is not the girl that he's been hanging out with. all the time. The
James? And
last
why aren't you taking the girl that you normally hang out with, James?
because
Because
one of his
somebody else is taking her.
one of his ball player friends told everybody he was
Already
going to
asked her.
ask her, and so
He
I
said
think,
whatever.
yeah, he didn't want to. I mean, he's the type that doesn't want to step in and say,
Rock the
well,
boat.
yeah. So they usually go all as a group anyway, and the girl that he would have preferred to ask is going to be there in the group, and so they'll all be together. They're going to go to a
Yeah.
party. He came back. They went. The girl, he and this other girl went to breakfast this morning. They went out to breakfast this morning, and when they came back, they both had these funny smirks on their faces, like,
The other girl, what other girl? The one he's
okay,
taking tonight?
no, the one that
The
he
one he
likes.
wanted to,
Yes.
that's hanging out with him, but the other boy
Yes.
asked.
She was
Okay,
here
well, let's
until
just give
she
some
was
names.
here,
What's her
and
name?
she was here. Her name is Megan. So Megan was here not last night, but the night before until 11 o'clock at night watching a movie in James's room with him. And then she came to
Oh,
the game, of course, yesterday. And then they went out to breakfast this morning. And so, anyway,
I have a
she
feeling this little girl that he's taking is going to end up with the boy that Megan is going to be with, and the two of James and
Megan and
Megan
James.
are going to ditch everybody and go out to the movies in their beautiful prom wear tonight.
No, no, they won't. But they both came back from breakfast this morning. They came in and they were both like, I could tell immediately when they came in that they both had these smirks on their faces. And I said, "What's so funny? What's up?" And James said, "Well, they're having a party after prom tonight." I said, "Yeah, and." I said, "Are you invited?" And Megan said, "Well, everybody's going. You don't need a special invite, and it's a big group thing, and everybody's going over to this girl's house." And I said, "Okay, well, that's okay. Go ahead." And James was like, "Really?" I said,
Oh,
"Did
he
you
thought
think
you
I was
said
going to
no.
tell you no? Because, well,
Did
it's
you
going to be
say
really late." I
did
said,
you say
"Well,"
hello? You're asking your mother, not your father.
I
Your
said,
father's
"This
the one that
is
always says no.
I said, this is senior prom. It's like
You only do
once in a
once.
lifetime thing. Of course, you're going to go to
Yeah,
a party after prom." And
yeah.
I said, it's like right on the other side of Santo Road. It's right here in the neighborhood. I said, "Don't be driving at 3 a.m. If you're going to go, just crash there. I'm sure everybody's going to be crashing." And he was like, "Really?" I said, "Listen," I said, "you're about to go off to college and you're about to have to make some decisions for yourself that could affect the rest of your life. So you're going to start now. There's nothing I can do to help you
You
make those
you kind of
decisions."
you kind of sound like when Jared, my who just turned 19 this week, went just a couple weeks ago, went with 5 other teenagers to Panama City Beach for a week. And so the conversation I had with my husband without Jared present was, well, the naive mother in me says they're all 19 and 20, they're underage. There's no way they could possibly get any alcohol. And the
Oh,
naive
please,
mother in me
Amy.
says that they're going to be all crammed in this little hotel where there's not enough beds for hardly them. So certainly they're not going to have any girls over. And that's exactly what I'm going to believe. I don't need any input from anybody else. So keep your mouth shut.
Okay, you
So,
keep on living in that little bubble.
and he came back from, and what was really funny, I happened to see a patient whose aunt, no, not the patient's aunt, one of the boys that Jared was with, his aunt was one of the caregivers at my patient's house because I was saying, "Oh, my son, he's at Panama City with 5 other kids." And this girl said, "What are the other kids' names?" And I said, "Well, there's this one, and then there's this one." She says, "Is one of them's named Caleb?" I said, "That kind of sounds familiar." She
Oh
says,
my
"Hold on a minute."
gosh.
Caleb posted a picture. He's my nephew at the beach at Panama City. She pulls the picture up on Instagram, and who's there?
Jared.
Jared. And who's the boy two down from Jared? They're all kind of like doing a selfie thing, and the boy two down from Jared is holding a beer bottle. I said, "See, Jared's a good boy. He doesn't have a beer bottle."
He's holding it
Ronnie's
just
like,
below the edge of the
Ronnie's
beer
like,
so
"Not in
the
the
kids
picture."
can.
No, so it's just,
Oh my
but you're right.
gosh.
James needs to go and have the time of his life, and whether he stays up all night or did that just change things?
Yeah, it did. That's okay.
Am I just as loud as I was before now?
You're okay. It looks like
Okay.
you're going to be okay.
Okay.
So,
So
yeah.
that's tonight. You're going to get lots of pictures and post them on Instagram. You need to.
Yeah, they're going down to Coronado to take pictures. So we're going to go. I think they're going to the big park that's kind of that you drive by on the way to Hotel Del. There's a big
Yeah.
Central Park with like a
Oh.
gazebo. It's
Is that where
really
they're going to take
pretty.
pictures?
They're going to
Is
take
that where you guys
pictures.
are going to
Oh,
go?
no, no, wait a minute. I think they're going to take pictures on the ferry landing side where the water
Oh.
is. And they're going to have dinner
Oh.
there. And then they have a party bus that's taking them from Tirasana to the picture place. And then
Does it
from
have an open
dinner.
bar on the party bus?
I know. I think I might have to hop in there and have fun.
They
But
need
no.
chaperones for sure. Put on like one of your sweaters with a wrap and some glasses and be just like the little old lady that got on the bus by accident.
It was nice because Megan's mom came up to me at the baseball game yesterday and introduced herself and said, I just want to come and say hi because my daughter's been spending a lot of time at your house. I said, yeah. I said, she's so sweet. And she said, well, I just want to let you know that after pictures tomorrow, before, when the kids go off, I'm going to have a bunch of moms over at the house. So she said, you're more than welcome to come over. I said, oh, thank you. That was very sweet. So
Oh,
I'll probably go and
the
hang out
mothers
with the
get drunk
moms.
and party while the kids are at the prom.
Yeah.
That's fun. That's great. I've never heard of a party like that. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
That'll be
So
fun.
we're going to do that. Megan's going to text her address to James so I can have that. And
That'll
so,
be
yeah.
fun.
So that's what's going on
I
over
was going to
here.
talk about a life is short something, and now
You can't remember?
I can't remember because I didn't have anything major happen in my work world. I'll maybe think of it later.
Okay. Can I
Maybe I'll
talk
think
about
of it.
this right now so that I can take it off?
Yes, so you can take it off so you don't sweat to death.
So I knit this in like a week and a half. And this is just my little.
Well, it helps when you just keep knitting instead of ripping back and
I
second guessing.
know. This
Debbie
was
can
like.
only be given like two choices to do things
It was a
because it's like way
very
too much.
potato chip knit. I knew I wanted something that was
I think
seed
you should
stitch.
call it the potato chip wrap.
Potato
Seriously, I
chip
really
wrap.
think you should. Yeah.
And I found this skein 2 weekends ago at a fiber event here in San Diego. And I matched it with some just leftover mini skeins I had.
I love it, Debbie.
And it's mostly just seed
It's so
stitch.
earthy. It's so you, those colors.
Yeah, there's such beautiful variation in this yarn. I mean, it has orange and blue and brown and
Perfect.
yeah, it's really, really fun. So I just kind of kept knitting and just threw it
Made it up as you
together
went.
and just knitted and knitted and knitted and it used, I think I wrote it down. It only used about 92 grams of the main color. It used 14 grams of the blue. It used 17 grams of the rust, 23 of the brown, and then 26 grams of this light gray. The light gray is only down in this section right here.
Because you ran out of the other? Well, you didn't run out. You were
No, I
afraid
didn't
you were
run
going to
out.
run
I still
out?
had a little bit, but I had that color that matched, and I wasn't quite sure how much
Oh,
more
oh, oh.
I needed. So I had
You
pulled
know what's
those.
interesting is the chocolate, the brown, used more than any of the other minis, or was it the rust used the most? Because the rows
Actually,
were pretty long.
the gray used the most because
Oh,
there's
okay, at the
one,
very bottom,
two,
bottom.
three, four, 5 rows of that gray right in here
Could
because
you
the rows are
use
the longest.
100 gram one skein to do all that if you didn't use the gray between at the end?
No,
How much of the gray?
because I only
How
had
much of the
8
gray?
grams left of the main color. I mean, this is how much I had
Uh,
left of the main color.
okay, well I
Tiny
mean,
little nugget.
if you had a full skein and then you had minis of any kind of
3 or 4.
variation,
Yeah, you could
you
stop
can
it
really
early if you
create
wanted.
and make whatever.
Yeah,
Oh, that's going to be neat,
you
Debbie.
could
So when
stripe
is
it
the
however
pattern
you
going to
want.
be up? I love the shape of it.
Yeah, it's
Crescent.
long and skinny, and the ends, kind of curl around like that. And it's
Very
mostly just
pretty.
seed stitch and some yarn over, knit two together.
And what are the decreases at the beginning and end while I take notes? Just
No,
one moment, please. Only kidding.
it's really
I'll find the
simple.
pattern.
It's a very beginner pattern, and
Now, don't let life get away from you and never write the pattern, and then there goes another one that bites the dust.
well, I
So,
have it like right here, so I
okay, put
just
it on a Ravelry form type thing so everybody else can get it.
okay, I will.
That's your homework.
So that was fun. That's
Well,
my one finished object for the day.
do you know what I'm wearing?
I see what you're wearing. I don't remember what it's called. The weekend wrap.
Weekend wrap.
Weekend wrap. I
Which
made one
was,
exactly like it.
yes, you gave me the second ball. Wasn't this Malabrigo?
Yes. No, Madeline Tosh.
You sure?
Tosh Merino Light. Yeah.
And we used like a size 10 needle?
Yeah, big needle.
Okay, so
It's basically a big rectangle with
It's
holes
like
in
a
it.
big vest. Uh,
Be
Hold on just
careful,
a bit. I'm
Amy.
going slow. Mother, don't croak. Hold on.
Oh my gosh, she's going to stand on the chair. It's really cute. It's just like a rectangle, right?
Yeah, with 2 holes in it for your arms, like you said. So that's what I'm wearing. It's nice to wear when you just have a t-shirt and you want to put it. And I had to wear something knit when you go to a yarn
Yes,
store.
of course you do.
Of course.
Okay.
So that's what we did this morning. We went and found a new local yarn store. It's called
Why don't you
Revival Yarns.
Revival Yarns? Why don't you show me what you bought? Let's just go with the flow and not have any
Okay, let's
structure
go
in
with the
this
flow.
podcast at
So
all.
I walked in, it's a little tiny, sort of a small store, and she said, first thing she said, all of our Madeline Tosh on the back wall is 25% off just until today. I'm like, okay, girl, I'm hearing you, but I'm going to start at this end. I'm going all the way around, look at everything and touch every single skein. Of
Okay.
course, Ronnie thought that's what I was doing, but no, they had some, heritage, and they had some Cascade, not a whole bunch, but they also had mohair. They had Madeline Tosh. They had Sweet Georgia. They had Quince and
Nice.
Co.
Wow.
They had Malabrigo.
Those
What
are.
little tiny yarns.
Did they
Great
have
selection.
for Quince and Co? Did they have all the different weights?
Yes. They even had the
Wow.
linen, the Willie, not Willie. It's not called Willie. I'm sure it's not called Willie. Okay, whatever the linen one was, they had the linen one, the cotton one, they had um lark, they had
Sparrow.
bear. I mean, and of course you go and Ronnie's getting to be a little bit of a yarn snob because he doesn't really know what Quince and Co is, but he went up to it and he went, "Oh." I said, "Honey, this is supposed to be woolly, and
Right.
when you wash it, it does get." He said, "Mm-mm, mm-mm." So somebody who doesn't knit
Isn't
knows
that
nothing
funny?
about that. He's like, "Mm-mm." So he couldn't believe I was like goo goo and gaga over it. But I did not buy any Madeline Tosh.
You bought Malabrigo.
I bought Malabrigo,
Okay, let's see
and
it.
I also bought 2 skeins of. Have you ever heard of
Dreaming color?
Dream in Color yarn?
Yes.
I bought 2 skeins of cashmere. What's wrong with me?
Is it 100% cashmere?
Well, I don't know. It says it has cashmere. 70 superwash merino, 20 cashmere, 10 nylon. So basically MCN.
MCN. Okay, let me tell you something, Amy, right now, because I know if you look back at this, it might bother you. I think you need to push your camera away from you just a tad.
No, it's not going to bother me at all. It's going to
Okay, then
bother
leave it.
everybody else.
Then leave it alone.
Do
You're
I have a
just
big
like
fat
kind of
head?
close to one side of the screen like this, and you're kind of close. Yeah, that's better. That's
Is
better.
that perfect?
Well, see, I
Okay.
have our little icon down there at the bottom that I make sure
Okay.
we're
So
recording video.
everybody who was gonna put a nasty comment about Debbie, then it was a good thing. See? Okay, we're good.
Okay,
Nobody puts nasty comments
let
about
me
you.
see what you got.
You want to see the colors?
Yes, I saw your
Okay.
post on Instagram, but it wasn't close enough.
This one's called Milky Spite.
Milky Spite. Oh my gosh, Amy, I never would have picked that color for you.
Why?
I don't like it. I'm sorry. I just say what I don't
Okay,
like
now
it.
I've got sort of yellow light overhead.
It's not my cup of tea. I should say that. It's a beautiful
That's why I
color.
didn't buy it for you.
I'm not asking you to buy me anything. It's
Okay,
kind of
so
muted, right? It's
it's
like
a muted
muted.
lavender, pinks, greens, teals.
Mhm.
That's pretty true. You are definitely a jewel tone.
I know. I like the
That's why
bold.
when I dyed your stuff, I had to do it all over again. And that's why I don't do custom orders because of
Right.
people like you. And then to pair it up, because of course, when you buy cashmere, you need 2 colors because you
Yes.
have to knit a 2-color wrap.
Yes. Are you going to
This one's
design
called
something for this?
Amethyst. I have no idea. Of course, that.
Oh, now that is my cup of tea.
That is your jam, isn't it, Debbie?
Totally my jam.
So,
That's really pretty.
and you know what? Have I lost my designing mojo or I'm just not wanting to think that hard?
I think maybe
Maybe
you're
it's a
taking a
summertime.
vacation. Yeah, you're taking a little mental
Maybe I
break.
am. It was like, I think, you know, somebody said to me at the beginning of the year, if you don't crank out 12 sock patterns by May, you're going to lose your life. And I was on it. It wasn't 12 sock patterns, but it was quite a few. But now it's just like I am so enjoying knitting the hoodie shawl cardigan, and I've started a new cast on, and I'm like, do people know how many different patterns are out there?
I know. A
It's called
ton.
Ravelry, and you don't
Yes.
even have to do any thinking. You just buy it and you download it and you
And you
follow the
start
directions. Oh
knitting.
my God, it's like a brand new concept for me. What is that about? So I
That's
got these,
pretty, Aim. So
yep,
pretty.
really high contrast. Ooh, this would make a beautiful brioche something.
Yes.
But I've tried that before and it's half done and I'm going to be ripping out again. It just seems kind of ridiculous to do one row 2 times, but it's so
That's what makes it so
beautiful.
squishy, I think, right?
I know, and that's what makes it so beautiful. And there's people who only knit brioche, and that's all they do. So there's some skeins in the closet. Can I show you the other thing that I bought? Because I bought 3 things. And this kind of goes into my new cast on. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
I figured it would be. Okay, so we were talking about my Mrs. Babs big wowza ball
Oh, yes.
last
I
time.
remember you started that this past time.
Yes. So if you call ho he with the J, you wouldn't call her rap Juji, you would call it hoo
Who
hee.
he?
But that sounds a little too like a hoo hoo. We don't want to say hoo hoo. What are you knitting? A hoo hoo? Well, what the hell does that look like? Never mind. So, okay, so I'm just calling it the Juji because it is Jujuy.
I was looking for my Miss Babs color that I bought. This is my Miss Babs. But did you get you you
I
got
got I got the big sucker,
worsted
like, yes, I got worsted. Mine was called Peak Color.
and I got that's so pretty, Amy. It's like a butter yellow, huh?
I know, yes.
I
And
got the
it's got these little flecks
Kira.
of, let me see yours. Was yours fingering? Oh, yeah. God, the depth of her colors.
I know. Look at that like purple and the red and look at this gold
Yeah,
and it's beautiful greens.
it's almost got like all of the rainbow, but
And
it's not on
I
R.
got a yellow, a pale buttery yellow
To
of the
go with
same to
that.
go with it.
I remember that.
I'll
We
probably
need to cast
stripe
something
that
on.
in maybe somehow or do an edging with it. But this is like a
Okay,
heavy fingering.
so, oh, it is? So Hohi's pattern, okay,
Heavy fingering, it says.
let me find it so everybody can see what it looks like.
Let me
Just one
find that
moment,
yellow.
please.
This is the yellow that I got to go with it.
Oh, yeah. Debbie, I'm surprised you haven't used that yet.
I know. Well, I'm trying to get through some of my Rhinebeck yarn, but then I got distracted with a Rhinebeck project.
Oh, you got distracted.
We all know how that
Okay.
works. Oh, I wanted to show this. This is the yarn that was the main color also of my wrap I just finished. Candy Skein. She's
Oh,
local to
yeah.
me here in San Diego for a little while
Didn't you show
longer.
that last time?
Yeah, she's actually
Yes.
moving up to you uh the town where the Goonies was filmed. I want to say
Oregon?
yeah, but it's not
Washington
Eugene.
coast?
It's the Oregon coast, and I can't remember the name of it. The name of the place.
Well,
You know, my computer's plugged in, but the plug is not plugged into the outlet. I better
that's
do that.
perfect. So half the way we go halfway and then it's going to shut off. All right, this shows, I don't know, it's not, I can't pull, yes, I probably can't. Okay, well, that's the name of it.
Pretty.
And it's supposedly a 3 color, and it has some lace sections and some short rows. And I'm following the pattern, and after the first repeat or after the first section, I was maybe 2 stitches off. But you know what she said in the pattern? If you have a couple more, a couple less, it won't matter. Oh my God. I was just like, you go, girl. A girl after my own heart. Okay,
That's
so I
right.
finished the first and second section, which is supposedly done all in the first in the one color. And I know this is
Oh,
worsted and I know it's more speckly and you maybe can't see it so much, but this is just basically garter. And then you have this, fairly
hold it
simple.
still.
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
it's a little bit of an open meshy kind of lace.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty. That's going
And
to
then
be
we're going to
really
start to
pretty when
stripe.
you block it out.
I know. Can you see little flecks of
Purple?
purple?
Yes, I can.
You may could even see it on in the section of the
Yes.
garter.
Yep.
So I found some Malabrigo to go with it.
Oh my goodness, Aim, that's beautiful.
Another one of your, and this is really tonal because it looks like it's got like the eggplant and
Yes.
some
It looks a lot like the color you dyed for
burgundy.
me.
Yes.
Look,
Yeah, maybe this has a little bit more of a red
more
tone.
a little bit more pink to it.
Yeah. So that's gonna,
That's going to be beautiful, Amy.
yeah, thank you. And of course you have to have it in a purple bag,
Of course.
which you never made more of.
I know. I have all the materials. I
Debbie's
will get to
Zentangle
it one
bag.
day. One day I will get
Okay.
to it.
So now that I've shown some skeins in the closet and a whip, show me what else. Show me what you're working on.
Trying to get myself some more light over here. I look like I'm sitting in the dark. Um, so I had a new cast on as well, and I had this brain idea that I wanted to make myself a skirt for Rhinebeck.
Who would have thunk that? You know what I thought of? I thought of Mari, who knit the pants, knit the whole jogging pants. Remember last year? I was just like, oh my God, Stephen West in the female flesh. They were
Yeah,
so cool. So
yeah.
anyway, you said, I'm thinking about knitting a skirt. No, who cares about a Rhinebeck sweater? Let's knit a skirt for Rhinebeck.
Yes. And I was thinking, I was inspired by all the Marled
Fades.
projects and all the
Oh,
Fade
marled.
projects. And I said, if I could get somebody to dye me some yarn that would change, I could change colors. And if it was fingering weight yarn, I know this dyer that's all she dyes is fingering weight.
Yeah, I don't know who'd be
And
crazy enough to do that.
I could hold the two colors together, double, and then I could drop one color and add the second color, and then drop this one and add the second, and kind of fade and marl it that way. So I did that. So I called up my sister, you,
Oh, that's right. I come into play now. Okay, that's me.
and I said, I have this thought. I want to have this color, this color, this color, and then I want this color to
No,
have
really, what
speckles of
happened
either
was
one.
really what happened is you texted me. It was sort of in the
Yes.
evening for me. And then like when I realized that she had sent a couple texts, she had already sent the next one and say, "Well, what do you think?" Because I didn't like respond right away. And I'm thinking, God, I gotta call her right now. It's like almost 10 o'clock my time, but this is must be very important. So okay, so then we talked about it.
We talked about it, and I was very specific in my vision of what I wanted, because I wanted each color to be like a jewel tone, but I wanted to have the color of the colors on either side speckled into that one so that it would help to blend. And so then you said, okay, well, let me write this down, and we were
Yep.
going back and
I had a
forth
dream
between.
about it that
Did
night,
you
and the
really?
next morning, yes, the next morning it was last weekend, Saturday morning. I was up at like 6:30, and what I do, I started mixing up dyes, and I think by 9:30 in the morning, they were on the drying rack, and I'm thinking, God, it's only 6:30 in California. Should I text Debbie
You
a black
did.
and white picture? That's what I did. I texted her a black and white picture of them on the drying rack. I said, well, all the yarns are finished. And she's just thinking, seriously? Seriously, you gonna send me a black and white picture? And thank God I decided to
To
send
send
another
me color.
picture
Do you have the
and to
original
call.
picture? It'd be good to look at the original picture.
Probably
I may even have it in my phone so that we can look at
because
the.
it really sucked, and we're really glad we overdyed
No,
it.
no. I want to show what you can get by
Yeah,
do
and
by
and
overdying. You can
and
really
this
get.
basically was a 5-step process. Oh,
And
you know what,
only a
Debbie? I
sister
did
that
not.
loves you so much would do that for you.
Yes, I did.
Did you save it?
Okay. Yep. Okay.
Oh, I
So,
didn't have the black. I didn't. I only have the black and white. I don't have the.
should I show it?
Yeah, show it. Oh, yes. That's good right there. And now I'll show the picture of the finished skeins. after you over dyed them. See
Yep.
the difference? The ones that you are showing
Yep.
are much more, have a lot
Uh-oh.
more white, I think, in
Mm-hmm.
between the colors. And so
This was the first one I sent her.
I'm like, are
Does
you
that look
kidding me?
okay?
Are you
It's like,
kidding me?
okay, so really, so then Debbie called. She said, and then I think I got my little mini iPad and we did the FaceTime and she's like, "Oh, those are pretty.
Pretty, but not what I had
They're kind
here.
of not." I'm like, "What's wrong with them?" And she's just like, "Well, it's not really what I had. It's weird because I didn't envision." I said, "All right, tell
I'm
me
so
what you want. Tell
mean.
me what you want." So then I come walking in with them all on my arm back in the house, and Ronnie's like, "What are you doing?"
He probably
I
thinks I
said,
am the
"I'm
meanest
dyeing them
sister
again."
ever. The
He
meanest
said, "You're
sister.
kidding." Yeah, he thought you were really mean. No, he didn't.
A
He's like, "You're
bee.
dyeing them again." I said, "Yeah, she wants them a little bit more dark and jewel tone because you know how boring she is. Of course she needs something that's almost all one color." So, but they actually
Are
they
you
wouldn't look the way no, they wouldn't look the way they do now
without
had
doing
I not
it?
done all those previous steps
Exactly.
and then did the over dyeing. Yeah.
Exactly.
So
So
it's sort of an experiment.
let me show you them in real life. Purple with pink, pink with purple and orange, orange and gold with a little green, and then green with orange and dark
Rust.
rust. Aren't they beautiful?
And it's weird because with them caked up, I guess maybe when you knit them, you'll be able to see all the
The variations.
different
Well, let me
layers
show
of
you
the
what I've knit
colors.
so far.
Oh,
Don't
did
pay
you
attention.
start?
I did. I started it. Don't pay attention to the provisional cast
Okay,
on.
so talk about before you show it, let's talk about our conversation we had about, when you think about knitting a skirt, most people think you start at the waistband and you knit around and around and you knit down. And just like unless you're
I wanted to make sure that some of the colors weren't covered by a shirt or a sweater at the top.
right,
I wanted to make
then you
sure you could
totally
see.
miss.
Otherwise, you'd only see half the
Right.
colors. So
So we
then we
talked about
decided
doing a
doing them
vertical
vertically.
vertical stripes, which are a
Yes.
lot more pleasing to the body
Yes.
shapes. So and
And
so you're
then
going to do and then you're going to do a garter Kitchener close, and
right.
that way you could keep wrapping it around and trying it and seeing how it was
Mhm.
working. Okay, so you're going to do a
So then I did
garter.
some math. I did a gauge swatch
Oh my
holding it
God, math.
double. I know. And I figured out
I
my
can't get away
row
from math.
gauge and my stitch gauge and how long I wanted the skirt to be. And then I like did a
How
little
long do you want it? How long do you
graphic
want
of
it?
how I'm going to, get the colors to
Oh yeah,
fade in. I'm gonna knit the main part of the body of the skirt, like 15 to 16 inches, and then that'll sit like I measured like right from my hip bone down, and
right.
then from my hip bone up, I'll pick up
Do
stitches
a
around the
waistband.
top edge, and I'll do some sort of waistband. That'll give me the latitude to make that longer or shorter depending on
Right.
how the
That's
bottom
good. That's
blocks
good.
out.
Yeah.
So I did a provisional cast on and I started knitting in garter with the purple. And keep in mind that this purple stripe is only half because when I come up and finish the second, after I get around the circle, I'm going to end with purple. So the purple stripe will be wide. But here is the
So you do
beginning,
purple, pink,
purple and pink.
gold, green. Oh, okay. So you've done the purple stripe, then you two strands of the purple stripe.
So I have
Then
two
you
strands
drop
of the
the
purple.
purple, right?
Then I have two stripes of the purple and the pink held together, mixed with two of the purple double stripes. So I
Right?
did a fade here, and then this is the marled section where I have purple and pink held
Purple and the
together.
pink.
And I'm
So
going to do
eventually
that
then you
all the
will
way up.
drop, but all the way up for how long?
Well, I'll do purple and pink for so many rows, then I'll stripe in two pinks held together, then I'll do a section of two pinks held together, then I'll drop one of the pinks and add one of the golds.
The marled section of the pink and the gold,
Right.
and so on. Oh, Debbie, that looks really
And
very subtle but beautiful. Oh, you're doing some
I have a
seed.
seed stitch little border for the bottom.
How do you like it, Deb?
I love it.
Is it
I'm
challenging
not
to get?
knitting it fast enough to, I want to go farther and start adding more colors.
Yeah.
because this comes next. Isn't this going to be beautiful?
Are you counting every, like, you're going to do exact number of rows, or are you just going to go until you feel like you want to change colors?
Well, in
Maybe
order to
that's a
make
little
sure,
risky for
I'm
you.
not. I
What
had to
did
do
you
the
do wrong?
math in order to
Oh,
figure out,
oh,
so I could use all the colors across the front. I had to figure out the total circumference, split that in half, and then figure out how many rows I need.
oh, is that what you were gonna do? So
That's what I did.
you wanted
So
all of,
I want,
so on each side you'll have purple.
no, I'll
So you
have
have
purple to green and then back to purple. So one side will be
purple. Oh,
purple and one
okay.
side will be green. And then the
Gotcha.
colors will blend on the front and the back.
That's gonna be neat. And there's gonna be a lot of people begging for whatever your numbers were, I have a feeling.
Well, I mean, I'm writing them down.
Doesn't
So,
matter. Doesn't help them at all unless you put it in Ravelry.
well, I can write it up if there's that many people that really want it, I can
I'm
put
sure
it
there will be.
in a pattern. I mean, it's not
There's
that,
probably more people that want you to knit it for them. Let's just be honest.
it's not going to be
Right?
pretty.
Yes. And the pink is going to be even more bright when you let go of the purple that's held with it.
Right.
Is it challenging to knit with two strands?
No,
No. I mean, what size needle are you using?
I'm using
7?
6. I'm using
Oh,
a
you decided to use
6.
a 6.
I did a
Okay.
swatch with the 6 and a 7, and I liked the squishiness and the heaviness of it.
Okay.
Had a little bit more
Good.
structure.
That's
And then
pretty.
I'm slipping the first stitch on the edge of the row. You can see where I had that extra strand that I was carrying up when I was changing
Right.
colors.
Because that's where you'll pick up for the waistband at the top.
Yeah. Isn't it pretty? I
Yes, it
love
is,
it.
Debbie. Good.
I'm
I'm
so
so
glad
glad
you
you like it.
over-dyed it because it's perfect. It's exactly what I wanted. And
I'm
it's
so
really cool
glad.
because even now in the pink, you can see these little pops of orange coming through. So
Uh-huh.
when I add the
So it's
orange
getting
and
ready.
gold, it's gonna blend. So
Be
cool.
ready. I'm so glad you like it.
I love it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, I've been working on my hoodie shawl cardigan, not as much as I would like, but because I'm not even going to talk about the other because I can't. But anyway, I am still working on the hood, and I think last time,
It's so funny when I saw that Sue was knitting that, and I'm like, "Did you even know that Amy was knitting that?" She's like, "Oh my
oh,
gosh,
she
no!"
is.
Yes, Sue is knitting a hoodie cardigan. Same
Oh,
one.
okay. I'm so behind the times. She really liked. Her fade sweater came out really pretty, didn't it?
Yes, it's gorgeous.
Okay, so here's the hood, and I think that's where I was when we podcasted last. So
Mm-hmm. It's
I
pretty.
still have about 10 more garter
Ridges.
stripes, ridges. Well, more than that, to 20, 10, 15, maybe 15 more to go.
Mm-hmm.
So then that will be right sides facing, and then it'll, well, you
Yes,
know how
that'll be
that
so
is.
pretty. Let me see the
So,
body of it. Hold it up again. Oh, I love how that turned out, Amy.
yeah.
Purple and
And
green, that's your jam.
yep, and I think I am going to do the lamb strings, the darkest
Uh-huh.
around the bottom and up around the hood, because that's
Yes.
going to be beautiful contrast against
Contrast.
this.
That'll be
Yep,
beautiful, Aim. And that's
yep.
that's a garter, I think you said, right? That'll be a really nice
Yes, it's going to be a
border.
garter border. Yay, so that's still
Yay.
in the works and I'm enjoying it. And so this is a nice segue into when I get done this, what am I going to make? Because I really might feel like I need to make another sweater. So what do you have
Okay.
for me?
Well, I have a sweater that knit up super fast for me because I took it on vacation and it's with the worsted weight yarn.
And how long ago did you make this? Years.
It's
Many.
I took it with us when we went to
Hawaii?
Mexico, when we went to Cancun, I think.
Oh,
Um,
that was at least 4 or 5 years ago,
yeah,
wasn't it?
let me pull up my patterns page, my project, because I have it in my projects page and I can see when I finished it. So,
Speaking of vacation, I got a postcard today.
from who? Minnesota.
Christine Kelly. Remember she's went on
Yes, at
vacation
the
up there all
lake.
week? Yes, and she sent me
Oh,
a
how
postcard. Christine
sweet.
Kelly, thank you so much. My husband's like, who's sending you postcards? I said, one of my BFFs from Instagram. Hello, don't you know that?
This took me
Christine Kelly.
2 weeks to make.
I'm so glad she had such a good
No,
time. I
three
loved
weeks.
watching her videos. Thank you, Christine.
I
For
started
thinking of me.
this August 4th, 2010, and I finished August 25th, 2010. And it's called the Lilas Cardigan by
God,
Hillary
7 years
Smith.
ago?
Yeah, Hillary Smith Callis. And I
The
don't know if you remember.
Hylas cardigan?
Lilas.
Oh,
Lilas?
Lilas.
Lilas. Let me go to the page. I'll show you the page.
I'll have to put that in my favorites. Oh, and that's not that's worsted, is it not?
Yeah,
I remember that one. You wear it, Debbie?
I do. I actually pulled it out and wore it the other day. It's not very
Oh, it's a
often.
short
It's
sleeve.
a short sleeve. It's like a little vesty kind of, and it's really cool because it's got
Oh,
this big collar that you can pull together and then pull together kind of like that.
that's cute, Debbie.
And I have to get a shawl pin for it because I've been using one of these little hair clips.
That's very professional for your job. That works though. Oh, that's cute, Deb. I love that collar. And that's just top down. Is it a raglan shoulder?
Top down raglan. It has like a little garter panel in the front. This is
Yeah.
garter,
Little
and
rib.
this is
Oh, okay.
stockinette,
Yeah.
and then this is a couple stitches of rib across here.
That's cute. I
Isn't it
think I may
cute?
have to make that one. And so that's worsted weight.
Yes, and I used
That's not too hot for you? Little bit.
little bit. I mean, if I wear a long sleeve t-shirt underneath it, I can wear it kind of like a little jacket almost.
Jacket. Yeah.
I used Plymouth Yarn Royal Llama Silk in the brick red colorway.
Royal Llama silk. Oh.
Yeah, it has 60% llama, 40% silk.
Well, I may have to think about buying some worsted bear and doing some
You
dyeing for myself,
should.
maybe.
You should. So this
How
was
many
a very
skeins did
quick
that
knit.
take? It didn't look like, I
It
guess
was
you
like
can knit as long as,
900 yards, 900, just under 1,000
because it's not
yards.
full sleeved.
Yeah, it's cute though, huh?
It is cute. And what is the, how do you spell the name of the pattern again? L-I,
Lilas.
okay, Lilas.
Look at my
My
Ravelry
secretary's gonna
projects.
write it down.
Yep. So that's one of my old FOs that I made a long time ago. And that color, love that color, that brick red
I
color.
know it. Is that the only one you pulled out?
Yeah, that's the only one I pulled out for today.
Well, I think what we should do for when we do our podcast is like when Christy and Tristan have their segment, What's in this? We need to have a segment, What did Debbie make years ago that we could benefit from? I
What's
think it's
under
good because
Debbie's bed in the bin?
that's right. What's under Debbie's bed? That's perfect.
We can
We
call
need to
it
have a new
From the
segment.
Bin.
From the bin. That's right. But
From
you
the
know, the
bin.
UKers, the rubbish bin, not that bin,
Not
but the
that
sweater
bin.
bin. The sweater
Yes.
bin. Yeah, because you can look at a picture and it looks really great, and it's always on a model that's a stick.
Yeah.
And then you see something that someone knit and they put it on, and you're like, wow, I like how that looks. It's
And
totally different.
you could even make it long sleeve or three
Yeah,
quarter sleeve if you
3/4
just
length
want to if you
sleeves.
keep knitting. I think the one
Mm-hmm.
thing I learned on this, I tried to make an adjustment in the increases or the way the raglan was, and I ended up to where the underarm is a little lower than I typically would have done.
But
And
it's equal on both sides.
I did this, yeah, the same on both
Well,
sides
that's
because it's
good.
done in the round. So you're doing them both
Okay,
at the
so
same time.
what were you thinking though? Were you thinking you were going to get more, it wouldn't be too tight on your arms? Should you have
May,
followed the pattern?
maybe I was concerned about the because usually I have pretty thick arms, and so I thought that
Yeah.
maybe I needed to adjust it. But had I just followed the pattern, it probably would have been okay.
Okay. And that's where looking on people's projects
Yeah.
pages, those who keep them, is a good idea.
Right. Right.
Okay, the last thing I'm going to show, the last thing I've been knitting on that I can show. Do you remember the afterthought everything?
Yes.
Okay,
Did
and
you
this is the color.
finish?
No.
Oh, that's your micro stripe. Oh, Amy, look at how the micro stripe even spirals around. Oh my gosh, that's a heck of a lot of knitting. Oh my
So
goodness.
I knit from this end to 23 inches, and I just started the cuff in the car this morning.
Do you have enough yarn to finish?
Only that much
Oh
more.
my goodness, plenty.
I don't think I used even half the skein.
Are you serious? Are they
Yeah,
going to
it's
be
like,
shorty socks?
no, 6 inches for the leg, 6 inches for the foot for both socks.
Well, you still have to do heels and toes, so you're going to use up a little
Yeah.
bit more yarn.
Uh-oh. That's that's where the toe that is that gonna be long enough? Do I need to knit more?
Well, your cuff won't be very long. I'm like trying to measure on
My
the
cuff's
screen. I'm like,
like my cuff is 1 3/4 inches. So if I wait a minute, let me get the measure. Okay, so this is like this is in half.
you'll have plenty of room for your foot, but the leg of the
Hell,
sock may not be as high as you thought.
well, I don't want that.
It may be fine, Amy. I don't know.
Okay, so if the toe is about what, about
Two
inch and a
inches.
half, 2 inches. So and that's where the toe starts. And you need about
Get one
six
of your
inches for the
get one of
foot.
your
If you want,
socks and measure between the toe decrease and the heel. Measure the part between the toe decrease and the heel, and that's probably only for you 5 inches, maybe.
yeah,
If that.
it's about five, well, about 6 inches.
Between the start of the toe decreases and the bottom of the
Beginning of
heel,
the heel turn. Yeah.
6 inches. Um. Okay.
So if you do that, then you've got 6 inches, which some would say was that long, but it's really only that long.
It's PG. It's a PG
Okay, PG.
podcast.
Okay, so 6 inch. So when I measure from where I'm going to cut this thing in half to the end of my cuff, it's at 11 and a half inches. So if six of it is where to the heel,
Then you have
and
five and
the
a half.
other 5.5,
That's fine,
which
right?
how long do people? Yeah, I guess. How long? How far
Well,
do people
are these for
normally?
somebody else or are they for you?
No, they're for me.
Well,
I guess.
how do you like your leg on your sock?
Don't you know, Debbie? Okay, well then these are the Myrtle. Okay, this was the Myrtle's paranoid pair. Let me put them on. They've been sitting over there. They need to be worn.
Yeah, see, that's not very tall. Measure from the top of the heel up to
Okay,
the top.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take out those few little rows of cuff, and I'm gonna keep knitting.
Because you want them to be taller?
A little long. Yeah, I want them to be a little longer.
Okay.
Okay, well that solved that problem.
If they're too long, then you can just scrunch them down a little bit, right?
Right. That's exactly what I can do. Oh, I didn't take
So,
my
were
shoes
we
off.
going to do some giveaways?
Yes. Do you have anything else to show knitting wise?
No, I mean, I have my little socks I've been pulling out now and then, but they're not different than the last time I showed.
Okay, yes, let's do some giveaways because we had some little number generators going on earlier today. Should we talk about the Mother's Heart Mystery Knit Along? Since
Yes,
now the May is over
May is over.
and we noticed and I think it was my fault because I put the threads up. We put a chatter thread
And a
and a spoiler
spoiler
thread.
thread.
No FO thread. So all
But
of you
people
who
put the
didn't
FOs
get
in the spoiler
in the
thread.
spoiler thread,
Yeah.
okay. All right, so we've already pulled. So what did we come up with? We pulled for two prizes, right?
We did. We
And they're going to be
have,
surprises.
okay, so
Surprises.
the Mother's Heart Chatter thread, the winner of that thread was number 301, and that was Wendy Ray.
Yay, Wendy
Yay,
Ray.
Wendy. So get in touch with me, right? Or no, you're the chatter and I'm the finished object. Who gets the bag?
The finished object.
Okay, so you're the chatter. So
Spoiler.
Wendy Ray, either one of us, because we talk all the time, because we're sisters and we do that. We talk all the time. So send it to
We
either
try not
me.
to, but we do. We have to.
Either send it to me or send it to Amy. Send us your address, Wendy Ray on Ravelry, and we will get a prize out to you. Amy's not quite sure. She doesn't want to commit right now. She's just going to find some things and make it a surprise. I'm going to make it a surprise too. But one of the surprises is going to be for the finished object thread. Is going to be this beautiful bag by our friend Georgianne from Stitching Plaza, which has the little hand-drawn emblem that I created for this mystery knit along on the fabric. And the winner of that one from the spoiler thread was number 16, Cecilia C. McLeod. I don't know how to say your name.
MCLEOD.
Yes. So, yay! You're the winner.
Yay! Congratulations, you
so,
won.
Cecilia, contact me and I will send you your package for the finished object thread for the mystery knit along. And thank you guys so much for all the wonderful words.
That was fun.
It was so fun. And so many people. I was really surprised. There were probably maybe half a dozen to a dozen people that knit more than one.
I know.
That decided that they had to do it for multiple people.
Well, we knit more than one. Unintentionally.
Well, that's okay. That's what happens. Thing.
And so we also finished out the Dobby's hidden socks because they went through the end of May, and I had 2 winners, and we had 38 posts total. And it was just really amazing to see. Now, if you're thinking about doing it, don't be surprised because when you print off the pattern, there are no pictures. That's why it's called Dobby's Hidden Sock. But there's plenty of projects and people who have posted on Ravelry. So if you must go over and look and see what you're getting yourself into.
Do you want to show them or no? You should show them at this point. I can. Because there's pictures.
Well, I have them right here. The ones I knit.
Okay.
And this is out of Peggy Jane Fibers. This was her Doorways colorway. And the green was a Sparkle Mini from Yarn Cafe Creations.
That's such a cool pattern, Amy.
Thank you.
So fun.
And this is a twisted rib at the top, which I love how the little first slip stitch comes down from there, but it does, I've noticed, does make the cuff the gauge a little tighter than you normally would. So if you want to go up a needle size, I said something about this in the pattern just for the cuff and then go back down. But of course I have partridge heel, and then it continues on the top of the sock. So that's what they look like. And if you didn't want to see that, sorry, too bad I didn't warn you.
I think they had warning. We said go pick them out, so they could have looked away if they wanted.
Yeah. Okay, so my secretary is very, very nice because she writes things down. So the 2 that I pulled that we did random number generator was number 6, Twiddling Sister. And the other one was number 30. Guess who? Debbie Amy.
Oh, no way.
Yes, way.
Oh my gosh. Number 30. She's so sweet.
She should be our
secretary.
Our sister between the 2 of us.
Yeah.
Debbie Amy. It was funny. She wants to meet us at Rhinebeck and stand between us and make a Debbie Amy sandwich. That was really cute.
I think she sent Mom. I think she sent Mom a private message on Ravelry, and Mom got a kick out of that. She's like, so funny to hear. So cool.
Yeah.
So I decided. Well, you suggested, and I agreed that since we only had a couple finished objects and a couple chatters going on in the spring snowflower socks, I'm going to extend that to the end of June. I had it open for through the end of May, but if you guys have any interest in the spring snowflower sock pattern, go ahead and chatter and put finished objects in there. And at the end of June, we'll draw prizes for that one. Now let's talk about our first time designer friends who have been working so hard.
Our incredible first time designer friends.
I know. Let's talk about Connie first.
Okay, let's talk about Connie.
Okay. So Connie is hosting in Chile the Wonders of the World Cal, I think it's called.
Uh-huh.
And she designed the most beautiful wrap. 3-color wrap. Yeah, pull up a picture. It's called
Yes, ma'am.
The Chili Shawl. And I think I just saw on Instagram that it's up on Ravelry right now. And I also read that she's doing a special that if you buy 3 colors from her shop, Chili Knits, Chili, yeah, Chili Knits, that's the name of her shop. If you buy
Yes.
3 skeins of Chili Knits yarn to knit this wrap, you'll get the pattern for free. That's an awesome way to do it. So,
That is very cool.
and the pattern is beautiful. Connie, you did such an amazing job for your first pattern. It's gorgeous.
She really did.
It's
And I think
gorgeous.
this,
And her yarns just make it so beautiful because she's got such bright, happy. What's taking your phone so long? Do I need to pull it up?
no, I've got it. I'm on it.
Okay.
I had it. I thought I had a picture of it already downloaded, and then I started looking through my images and found a nasty foot wound that I had to take with my phone, and that just totally spoiled and ruined the whole. And then I had to just turn it off. So I actually got her. Okay, so let me. Oh, Amy. Let me turn it this way. It'll be
It's so
definitely.
funny. That
It will
reminds
be
me,
worth it.
when the boys play at home, we have, we play music and the kids come up to bat and each kid has a walk-up song. And when the other team goes out to the mound to have a meeting on the mound, they play the Jeopardy song. It's so
I know.
funny. Look at that. Oh my goodness.
Am I in the center?
Yes. Pull it back just a little
And
bit.
and there are
There you
short
go.
rows, and like in that big pink stripe there, I think that's textured, so it's just not all garter or stockinette. There's some texture to it, which is,
Pretty.
oh my gosh, so fun.
And the
And of
edging that she
course,
put on that, it's this little
that,
scalloped edging. It's gorgeous. It looks like it's a lace
yeah,
almost. Is it a
I
lace
don't
in
know
that
what it,
section?
I don't know what it, no, it's you know the scallop edging that's got the,
Like,
it's almost like a crochet
yeah,
where you
like you
go in the
lift up
same
stitches. Yeah,
hole
yeah, yeah.
and yeah, and it goes, yeah,
That's the
you know
edging.
what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, the edging. Okay, so anyway, so we have so Connie, congratulations.
So
We're
we're
gonna be
gonna put
giving
a
that
thread.
away.
We're gonna put a thread up in our
Yes.
group. If you would like to win that pattern, go sign up in that thread, and on the next podcast or right before the next podcast, we'll pull a winner. And the prompt for that is, what 3 yarns would you use from Connie's
Out of
shop?
Connie's
What 3
shop.
colors would you pick? So go over and take a look at Connie's shop, figure out which 3 colors you would use, and put that in your response. And we will draw a
And do
winner.
it right now,
Yes,
as soon as the
immediately.
thread's up.
No, we really want to get a good response to her first pattern. It's so nerve-wracking when you put something out there, and we know that she has a huge community of followers that love her like we do, but we want to do what we can to help her with that. So,
Yeah. Good
yay,
job, Connie.
Connie! And we feel just the same about the next one too. Why don't you talk about the next one?
Devixka.
Vixta, our friend Vicky.
Okay, so and she's got Sweet Peeps. What is
Sweet
what's the name
Leaps.
of her podcast? Sweet Leaps podcast. She is in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And do you have a picture?
I can bring it up.
It is beautiful. It is a huge shawl. I guess she's calling it a shawl, not a wrap, because she didn't call me first. I would have told her to call it a wrap, but it is a shawl, and I think it's a 3-color.
It is.
And she has, um, I'm sure you guys have seen it. Swipe Debbie so they can see the other pictures. Now I can tell you what to do.
Okay, you tell me what to do.
Okay, so she has put down the weight and the grams for each section, for
Look at
each
that.
color
Oh,
as you
gosh.
go along. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh. Did she say it was asymmetrical
She,
triangle?
oops, she is so.
I don't think it's a triangular. I think it's asymmetric, isn't it, Debbie?
I think it's asymmetric.
Yeah. Isn't that, and the color she chose for hers? Oh my gosh.
And
Gorgeous.
it's big enough that you can like fold it in half and make it kind of like a poncho kind of thing, she said.
Yeah. Oh, this headset's killing me.
I'm sorry.
That's
So did
okay.
we decide we were going to hold on to this pattern and do it as a giveaway maybe the next time? Okay.
Yes.
So Connie's will be this week, and then Vicky's will be next time.
And I also want to also mention,
Mention the name of the pattern, please.
The name of the pattern is Close.
Wait, that didn't come through. Say it again. So
So close.
close. And she actually named it after her sister. There's an inside joke that I wonder what the joke
Yes.
is. We're going to have to bug her and have her tell
I don't
us.
know. You don't tell people that without telling them because
Well, we're
then makes people
sisters
say, "Well,
and
what is it?"
we have inside
We
that's
should
we need to
we
ask
should
her.
have we should know the secret.
We need to
And
make
once we
up a
find
secret.
Okay, okay. So, Vicky, if you don't message us and let us know the real story, we're going to make up this really incredible rumor, and we're very, very creative. So, I suggest you let us know what that's about. Only kidding. But we did, and Debbie, me and you didn't talk about this before we started recording, but guess who else has their first sock pattern out? They came out yesterday.
Who?
Becky Sorensen, Soprano
I
Knits.
saw that.
Yep.
Good.
Is it Tanis? No.
That sounds familiar. It's very
Hang
close
on a
to
minute.
that.
I'm going to pull it up.
Okay.
I'm going to pull it up. They're beautiful. Congratulations, Becky. And I think I'm
Soprano
just writing.
Knits is her handle on
Mm-hmm.
Ravelry. I think on Ravelry and on Instagram. And she has a
Yes, I believe
podcast
so.
called Stringing It Together. And she lives in Germany, but she's a
And these
soprano.
are called Tanis, Taunus.
Ta- tan-
Taunus.
Taunus? Something like that. They're pretty because they have like these argyle textures on them with make
Uh-huh.
like triangles
Like
and crosses.
negative
Stuff.
space and
Yeah.
then yeah, really, really pretty. So
Yay,
congratulations, Becky. I'm
Becky!
so excited for you. She had a giveaway on Instagram, and I think she is gonna allow us to give one away, but we'll hold on to that.
Yeah. And what about Lulu's Simple Socks? Are we going to do a thread for those too?
Yes.
Or no,
Okay,
you're
so
going to
this
gift
is
those with your
yes.
Dobbies.
I'm
Okay.
gonna gift I'm gonna use the one that she let us to give away. I'll let her know who gets that. And the other person that I pulled for Debbie, Amy, and Twiddling Sisters, the other person is I'm going to buy and gift them
Okay.
Luli Simple Socks. So they're
Okay.
both going to get a copy of Luli Simple Socks. And if they already have a copy of Luli Simple Socks, then I'll figure something else out.
Yes, you'll
Okay,
give them something.
figure it out.
Okay.
Okay, so I have some things from the shop.
Okay, I think that's everything. I had everything on the list here, what we were
You
going to
actually
talk
made
about.
notes. That was really good.
I did because then next week when we say, did we talk about that? Then we'll be able to tell if we talked
See,
about it.
somebody must keep notes. Somebody must. Good thing you did.
I know.
Okay, so I couldn't remember if I showed any bags or not, but I didn't because last
I
week I
think
just picked them up.
I think you showed what you had previous, but you didn't have all your new fabrics yet.
Okay, and one of the bags I don't have because it's already sold out. It went really fast. My little four-eyed llama, my little pink
Oh,
llama
the
bag with
llama
all the little
bag.
ones with the four eyes. But they are, there is more fabric. Unfortunately, our sweet woman who makes our bags, her sister died um, one night, and it was really horrible. And she had to run up to
Oh, how sad.
Michigan this week. So yeah, she was 72, but was not expected. So it was. I kind of felt like I was back in. They were doing
Yeah.
autopsies, and I felt like I was back in the
Oh,
same situation. I felt really bad for her, but
oh, that's
anyway,
hard.
she had to run up to Michigan, but there's a bunch of bags in the shop, and our little four-eyed llama will be coming back. So
Okay.
okay, so we have another
Butterflies.
butterflies bag with a pink inside,
Mm-hmm.
and it's
Pretty.
got sort of a light. It's like a light
Teal. Light
teal,
green. Yeah.
yeah,
Mint.
like a light green, mint. So that's a butterflies bag. This one I'm calling Myrtle bag
Love it.
because of my myrtle.
Yeah.
And these have magnetic closures, as all of them do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the myrtle bag. And this is only one of these bags left until my bag maker gets back and she can finish out the so there's only one right at this moment. My favorite,
Oh, the bananas. Oh, look at
the
that guy
bananas,
sleeping.
the banana bag with the gingham on the inside that remind me of like tablecloth, like for picnics, and it
Yeah.
remind me they look like they're kind of picnicking, just hanging out and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's a banana bag.
That's cute.
And then we haven't done kind of an off the cuff one, but this is our sugar skulls bag
Uh-huh.
with kind of like a greeny.
Green. Mm-hmm.
So those are the new additions. We still have several of some of the other ones in there.
And I
So,
still have several of Aunt Jan's bags in the shop.
ah,
So pop on
okay.
over and look at those.
And
Really
Debbie's shop
pretty
is
hand
different than
dyed.
my shop. So we've
Yes.
got Mr. Indigo's bag shop. The Nat wanted to be on TV.
Okay.
And then Debbie
Debbie Reese
S. Reese,
Designs. No,
Debbie
just
Reese
Debbie Reese
Designs.
Designs. Yeah,
Okay.
on Etsy.
Okay, so I have been dyeing some more yarn and I updated the shop last night and there are two of each of these
I
colorways.
saw your post this morning.
Yes. I'll show you the newest one that's not on Sparkle and then the other four that I'm going to show are on Sparkle.
Okay.
But this is called Beyond the Reef.
That's your Nemo colorway, huh?
Kind of, yeah, but it didn't really go as I planned.
Well, when does it ever?
It
When your
doesn't.
sister tells you to over dye it, that's when it goes as planned.
Well, but it didn't start out as planned. It was planned, but it didn't go the
It
way.
matches
So
your hair.
yeah, it does. There's a sort of an orange and black, deeper sort of little striping on this side, but then the rest of it is speckled purples and blues and greens,
That's
teal.
pretty.
So that's Beyond the Reef. And then the next one I have is, did you know Sherbert doesn't have an R and a T at the end? It just has a T.
Sherbet?
Yeah, I had to look that up before I put up the wrong spelling. So this is on Sparkle.
I love
It's
that,
called Speckled
Amy.
Sherbert.
That's
And
really
it's got
pretty.
golds, and I have the other skein that I didn't skein up just to show you.
I love those pink, purple, peach, and gold together.
Mm-hmm.
That's really
Thank
pretty, Amy.
you. So it's got these.
That's nice.
It smells good too. Okay, so then I have
Are you sniffing the
Caribbean.
yarn again?
I was just a little bit. Don't tell Chelsea that I need some rehab when it comes to that. Okay, so this one is also on Sparkle. It's called Caribbean Horizon.
Oh, that's pretty too, Aim.
It's got teals and purples. So I've got it here. It's sort of got a peach
Undertone?
with speckles just in that spot, and then it goes to sort of purples, and then teal,
Yeah.
and then
And then
purple again, and
purple.
then peach. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's
that's
really pretty.
Caribbean Horizon. This one's called Ribbit Glam. I almost called this Frog Princess, but that didn't sound so good. And this
That's
is
pretty.
greens and teals and chartreuse with speckles of greens. I tell you, green and purple speckles so nicely. Of course, it's two of my favorite colors.
Yeah.
There's some different kind of moss
You're getting
green
the
and some
speckle thing down,
chartreuse.
Aim. The speckles look
I know.
awesome.
Oh, that's what I was going to tell you about Life is Short. I'm so glad you said that, Debbie.
Oh, good.
Okay, so I was doing this one night beyond
The reef.
beyond the reef.
Okay.
And I have a mask that I wear. I'm very good and conscientious about my health most of the time. But I was involved. It's like the painter who's painting, and of course I have all my different dyes and everything. So I'm speckling away, and I forgot to put my mask on. Forgot to put my mask on.
And you went, achoo!
And no, I didn't at you. But later on, when I was sitting down and everything was done, everything's drying out in the garage, blah blah blah. I'm sitting down. Of course, we were blessed with a head of snot. You know that, right?
Yes, I
If you were
know.
a Mushak daughter, snot, if we could sell our snot, Debbie, we would be rich women and never have to work another day. So I blew my nose like I always do. I had
Oh,
blue boogers, bright turquoise blue boogers in the thing.
Amy.
I know.
That is up in your lungs now.
I know. I've got beautiful lungs, turquoise and greens and purples.
Amy,
And I kind of
how
laughed.
long did you die without your mask?
It was only a few minutes. I mean, by the time you speckle and then you throw it in the microwave. So I thought that was fairly comical. But I'm not going to do that again because that
No,
is it's a
that's
true
bad.
hazard. So don't die without your mask. Okay, so the last one I called Evergreens at Midnight.
Ooh, that's really pretty. I like that. With the
So
gray.
it's grays and blacks and almost like a sort of a taupey gray with
Mm-hmm.
different color greens and teals. Let me show you that one because I didn't skein the other one. And then the speckles are teals and greens and black speckles.
That's pretty.
So that came out pretty nicely.
Yeah.
And that is all. So I think we should call the title of this one Bright Blue Boogers. That's a
Okay.
perfect title.
Okay, that sounds
See,
good.
that's perfect.
And you said that right at the very end, so people have to watch to the very end if they want to
Oh, yes.
understand what the title
Yes,
means.
of course.
We're going to keep
We'll
them
do that each
wrapped
time.
with attention until
I know. They're
they
like, I wonder. They haven't said it
why
yet. I wonder. Why
bright
were they
blue
calling it
boogers.
that? See?
Perfect. Love it.
Perfect. And so the next time we will podcast will be in 3, let's say very, very short weeks from now when I'm
Yes.
there in California.
Okay. We're going to do a quick
And
one
I will
together.
do, well, we might do a quick one, but I want to get some video of mom and dad, and I will help you edit, and we'll wait 15 hours for it to come up because I'll have plenty of time. So the next podcast will maybe not be our short summer hello, goodbye. Maybe you'll have a little bit, maybe a little extra in there.
Yeah.
And if it
Okay.
turns out terrible, blame me because I'm the one doing it.
Well, I think it'd be good for you to see the
Yeah, process.
process because if you ever want to do some processing of a tutorial thing that you do,
Right.
you can learn the
I can
software
figure
and
it out.
see how it goes together and how to
Yeah.
do it, and then you have that to do too
Yeah.
if you want.
If I want, which I
Well,
probably
thank you
won't.
everybody so much for coming and visiting with us. It's always so
Thanks
fun
for,
to meet and hang out with
yeah.
you, and we'd love to get tags on Instagram. Show us what you're making. Show us what you're making. Share your funny stories. Vicky, you've got us very curious about your inside joke with your
Yes.
sister.
Inside joke with your
And
sister. I love when people tag us on Wendy Skies
I
from all over
know
the world. That still really
that's
touches my heart.
I know, me too. Just knowing that they're thinking of her when they're seeing that sky,
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
little piece of her is living on, and that's
Yeah.
really fabulous. So thank you guys
Yeah.
for that. And
Yep.
if you guys, I want to hear what you guys are planning for Rhinebeck.
You guys, not me. You mean the people out there watching?
Yes, because I know you don't plan anything for Rhinebeck. What you have knit on your needles and you finish right then is what going to be your Rhinebeck project.
Yes, but we have
Otherwise, it
other
won't
things
happen,
coming.
right?
We have other things coming which we will show
Yes.
when I get there. Kind of a
Wait till you guys
surprise.
see. Wait till you
Wait
see.
until
You're
you guys
never gonna guess.
see.
You're never
You're never
gonna
going to guess.
guess.
They might, but they probably won't.
I think there's a couple really sharp people out there who probably
Who've
have
been
a
watching us
clue.
for a long time.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
know. They know. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you can't be kind,
Then you better be quiet.
bye. Thanks for
Bye.
visiting.